gadgets and different things that Trevor has and uses to train himself. Like, that's what advice from him that much. Just hit him with buttons. So, it's kind of like that. Trevor makes the best fucking equipment. His MMA gloves should be adopted by all organizations. The fact that the UFC and him haven't come to some sort of an agreement doesn't make any sense to me. Because the UFC gloves that they use are so inferior to the gloves that Trevor makes. Those Onyx MMA gloves, I think you would have less eye pokes because they make your hand curve. Yeah, forces your hand to curve. I think we'd have less breaks because the glove is better suited for breaks. That's the thing with Trevor. Trevor's such an easy mind. He's always everything. Yeah. He owns everything. Fixing it. And that was amazing. Fighters, he's hurt her hand. It's like, man, is my goal, right? Create something that's better for your hands so that can enhance it. And so his gloves, even the big 16 ounce and the X Factor gloves they're the shit. And the MMA ones, I think eventually, like, people are just slow. The world is slow like that sometimes. You know, when you tell people, hey, I have this thing that's gonna help, people are kind of like, well, see. But then when someone else adopts it and starts using it, it's like, oh yeah, we gotta do that. So I think it'd take a little bit of time, but I just think forever, you know, it'd be great for him and it'd be great for the UFC. Just absolutely. Just the UFC should just come along and buy it. Buy that design. It's the best design. To make sense. Yeah, they should give him the right amount of money. He did the work. He made the best glove. It's the best. Anybody that I give it to, like, we had one at the World Studio, and I go try this shit on. And they put it on, and they're like, oh, fuck, like, this is better. Like, it's better. What it's like. Yeah, it's better. It's better support for your hand. I mean, his back gloves and his sparring gloves, the Velcro ones, Justin told me he doesn't even wear hand wraps. No, they're built so you don't have to wear. Yeah, but that second strap that tightens their shit down, like, you really feel like you can just hit things with them. Yeah, I still gotta wear hand wraps. Now, your hand surgery that you had, how long did it take you to recover? Let's make this quick. I think the doc said about 4 months. But then after the 4 months, because I wanted to, right away, I wanted to start hitting the bag, because I was trying to push myself to fight, international fight weekend. I wanted to headline there. But, yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's kind of close to coming from.
Ain't that a bit?
Because I would start punching right away, and, God forbid, you hit someone's goal. Right. And I don't want to split that back up, and this dude.
He's over there, go get him.
What did they have to do to your hand? So, I kept feeling pain. I was like, yo, something's wrong with my hand. Because it was like this tendon right here, when you push on this finger, would just kind of give. I was like, that's not normal, because usually I pride myself in I can grab. It's not going anywhere. But this, I'm having an issue. But it wasn't necessarily a lot of pain, when you hit right away. And so I kept saying it, so they made me get an MRI. But I got the MRI like this, so they couldn't really see it. So what happened was I had a cut. I had this tendon right here that folds the hand finger up and down, split into this way. So when I have my hand straight, it's hard to see it. When you go like that, it just opens up. So I had a hole in it, in my hand. And I kept punching. It was this doctor in California that was his specialty, Dr. Shin, and this is what he does. And he's like, yeah, I've dealt with a few boxers and a few, fighters and basketball players to where I know that injury. It's hard to see, but, he had a thought of maybe that's what's going on. And then once he went in there, he's like, yep, you got it. I come out of surgery, he's like showing me the pictures that he took on his iPhone. He's like, look, this out like he's like, yep, just what I thought. And I just had a hole in my hand from that. So he had to go in and stitch it like this together. And so it healed like that. So now I have function, with it. So it's still a little bit of scar tissue right there compared to this one.
But it feels 100%?
I don't know if anything's 100% once you get cut into. I don't know if that's not the way God made you, or that's not the way that you were born. I don't know if I'm 100%, but
that's what?
Very important.
Come on, man.
Fighters going into fights. They're very rarely 100%.
Oh yeah.
And athletes, you know, when you step into the octagon, you look 100%. Shit, look at him, he looks amazing. So everybody assumes there's nothing wrong. But like, how many times have you had a fight where you got some shit wrong?
Now it's if I'm going into a fight and there's nothing wrong, I'm like, did I prepare enough? Did I do enough in this camp? I think almost every fight, something has been really, really wrong to where I could have been like, yeah, I can't fight. And there's evidence. The doctors say, yeah, I don't recommend you to fight. Something has definitely been wrong. Every fight.
Every fight.
Every fight.
What's the worst thing?
I don't know. You kind of have to pick boys in that one. Like before Masvidal 2, I didn't throw a punch with my right hand for 3 weeks until that injury. Yeah, until fight night. I didn't throw my right hand until not Masvidal. Before Kobe 2, I didn't throw a punch for 3 weeks until fight night. Masvidal was I think my leg. My knee, something happened with my knee. I got kicked in the knee, boom, just went out. So I was for like 2-3 weeks leading up to the fight, I was just like, I don't think I can fight. And for this last one, my hamstring, it just popped 3-4 weeks before, and I didn't throw a right kick until fight night for this one. And did it limit my mobility? Maybe, but who cares? The biggest thing for me is I'm grateful that I made it there. The biggest fight is that weight cut. To make the weight, that's the biggest one.
What do you walk around at?
Now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to get up there, so I'm like maybe like 95.
Well, that's not too bad.
In between 95 and 200.
That's not that bad for 170.
Yeah, but I'm walking around at maybe 6-7% body fat.
Yeah.
At my fattest. So I think like my threshold is like 185, 84, 85. That's where I'm like really down all fats. Then the rest has to be muscle and water.
Yeah.
That's painful.
George Lockhart was explaining this to me, and he was saying that people with a lot of muscles like yourself, it's actually easier for them to cut weight than skinny people that have fat.
Yeah.
Because like you don't get a lot of water out of fat, so you're getting the water out of the muscle tissue.
Yeah, I've tried that, and I think when I didn't fight actually, the most muscular I was when Tyron Woodley fought Darren Till in Dallas. I weighed in as an alternate for that fight, because in my head I was gonna fight for this title with Darren Till. Tyron didn't make it, Tyron didn't make it. I was gonna step in. I was prepared to step in, and that was the most muscular. In that camp, I prepared for 2 different styles, 2 different guys, and I'm really muscular. And I got 13 off in 2 hours. That was the good thing. That was out. I did 13 pounds in 2 hours. And I was.
What are you doing to get 13 pounds off in 2 hours?
Just working. Work. I used to run treadmills, but lately that doesn't work anymore. So now I'll do elliptical and sauna, elliptical and sauna. Those two are just a little bit of work.
Back and forth, elliptical.
I probably do an hour on the elliptical, and once I get done with that, I've got a pretty good sweat going. And now I can do the sauna and alternate, do some time in the sauna, come out, go back in, come out. But it's almost like my body knows. It just knows what we're about to go through.
Right.
Without me telling it, it knows, hey, we're gonna cut today. We're gonna do this. So it just naturally starts doing it. And once I'm in that process, it just starts coming off. It comes off. And it shocks me every time, because now I can pretty much I know when to stop.
What does it feel like when you actually hit 170 though?
I've never to a child, but I would say I want to say those are comparable pains because it's unexplainable because your body's dying.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually dying because the organs require fluids and all of that, and you're just taking all of that out. So it's just slowly dying. And you're just there waiting to step on the scale. And people think, oh, you weigh 170, now you're good. No, it takes some time for you to start to feel good again.
When do you feel good again? Like how many hours?
I want to say like 8 hours after is when I start to feel like normal again. 8 hours after.
And do you have a protocol that you follow as far as rehydration?
Oh yeah, it's and I've done it every wrong way. So, but for me, the best way is like now oral hydration. You know, knowing when I put in the sodium, the magnesium, and certain things that step by step. And that's what big shout out to Clint and the guys at the PI. They have a whole protocol and process to get those fluids back in you, the electrolytes, the carbohydrates and the certain things back in your body that's going to hold that water. And it takes it's a process. It takes some time. And
you got the rubber suit on too.
Oh yeah, that aids in getting it off. And see, at this moment, they gotta hold you up because your body's just wrecked.
Yeah, I've watched certain people get on the scale, and you see them shuffling to the scale. I can't believe this guy has to fight in a day.
For me, by this point, by the time I get here, it's my body's just
get this fool.
It's just sort of autopilot. It knows what to do. I can stand there and it's just I'm not hungry.
You can see it in your eyes.
Yeah, I'm just
your eyes
that's
are
the
kind of
battle.
sunken in.
Yeah, this is the battle right here, and I just went through that. The fight's a bonus.
What do you think about the possibility of eliminating that? Do you think that's ever possible to eliminate weight cutting? Like if they had more weight classes, they had hydration tests like they do in college for wrestling. Do you think that they could do that? Or at least make it more safe?
I mean, that's everything is relative. Like it's all individual choice.
But if they invented it now, see, like
you can try, but people are still going to try to beat the system. So
but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, imagine if you just weighed in at what you weighed in and you fought, like, you weigh 195, you fight 195. It would be the best, right?
Yeah,
and if someone came along and said, I got an idea. How about you pretend you're 170? And you get down to 170. You almost get on death's door 24 hours before the fight. And then you could rehydrate. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why would I do that? That would weaken me.
Yeah.
That's like saying, why don't you go out and party the night before? But you'll rehydrate.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll just drink some tequila. Tequila's clean.
That's the excuse now. It's like, oh, it's plant-based. It's plant-based. It's healthy. It's good for you.
Yeah, I just think it's the dumbest thing. I think it makes me angry that we haven't come up with a solution.
I think it's culture. It was the culture that
for wrestling, it's
to get there.
Culture.
Yeah. So but yeah, I wouldn't mind. Like, you compete against those guys. And I wrestle with them and I train with them and bigger guys to where it's not that big of a problem.
Do you see how much weight Alex Pereira is cutting before he fights Izzy?
No, how big is he? I know he's big.
He was over 220.
What?
Yeah, over 220 with 9% body fat. I think he weighed 226.
232 a couple weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
232. So he's got 3 months to cut 47%.
Ask you, you're like, yeah, I can do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 4-day process.
He's a big fella. He's very big.
Yeah, he's actually, I knew a middleweight that was bigger. You remember Cesar Ferreira?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
Mutante.
God, yeah, Mutante. Yeah, he's big, looked like a Greek god. He's tall, and he got a lot of weight. At one point, he got to 170.
Oh, my God, that's right, he did. Jesus Christ, look at the abs on that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Damn.
At one point, he got to 170. I was just like, holy shit, how?
Yeah, it's hard.
He does it.
But he was Vitor's guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was too big for the weight class. See, there's a point of diminishing returns, right?
Yeah.
You cut
100%.
too much weight, and then you never really fight at 100% because you're always weakened by the weight cut.
Yeah.
Because I know one championship is they've implemented some sort of hydration strategy that apparently didn't go well during the last weigh-ins. There's a bunch of people that like missed hydration and missed weight. And oh, and by the way, shout out to Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
I was gonna say that.
Still doing it.
What a
Wins
savage.
the world title over at 1. I mean, he's got to be. How old is Mighty Mouse at this point in the game?
36, I think.
He is one of the greatest of all time. That guy is so fucking talented. So talented, and the way he set that knee up, the way he hits him with the right hand, and there's like a pause, not yet, boom!
Yeah.
Lands it perfectly.
He's another fighter that intelligently is one of the best.
When he was at the top in the flyweight division, he would guys trying to solve this puzzle of this guy who's here, and then he teleports to here, and then he's kneeing you in the body, and then he's over here, and then he's got your back. Boom! Perfect timing in that. And then walks off. See ya. Look at that. Hits him with the right hand. Bing! I got you. Look how he spits it. Like, I got you. I know that's over. He just knew just by the way it impacted. It's like, there's no way you're getting out of that one.
Look at the size difference. Look how big the other guy was.
No, he's pretty big. But they're fighting 135 now, because he's never going to fight 125 again, he said. So their flyweight is 135. And their idea is move everybody up 10 pounds, create more weight class opportunities for these people. Look at how he does this. It's just his timing and his awareness. I mean, and this is a guy who's been at the top of the game for a long time now. You go back to that first fight that he beat so
Stay right here to the next.
I mean,
All
come on,
right, man. We
man.
got it.
Look at that.
We got
Oh, perfect. In the air.
Oh,
Mighty Mouse.
He's one of the greatest. Even clip to me is that when he did the Ray
Borg, yeah.
that was such a ninja move.
He catches the arm bar in midair. In midair while he's slamming him, catches the arm bar. And he said, I practice it all the time. I'm like, can you imagine being his fucking training partner? You're getting suplexed and arm barred on the way down. Like, fuck.
Could you imagine me doing that?
Oh my god.
What? Why is this gun so fucking weak?
As he's going down, I mean, that is incredible. The timing on that is just pristine.
Damn.
He had so many great hits.
The finish was just as good as the celebration.
They don't talk about him. They don't bring him up, man. It's just really weird. Like, the UFC doesn't promote him anymore. Like, now that he's gone and he goes to another organization. But it's still, the fights that he had in the UFC, like, when they show that whole, when they played the Who, they have that music and the other compilation. How the fuck do you not have Mighty Mouse in that?
Because he's no longer with the company. I think what he's done from over there. I think because UFC owns all those intellectual properties. They own all of that. So I think what he's done over there, we can't give them shine over there anymore.
Right.
I think they'll start to bring it up because
Is he not in the Hall of Fame?
not now.
Not now.
He's fighting for a different organization.
Whatever.
It's in politics, but I think what he's done.
Get any of that.
Freaking
In my world, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you gotta recognize that.
Sure.
The guy's one of the greatest champions ever. Ever. He's one of the best. When he was at the top, man, he was like untouchable. It was wild how you'd watch him move.
Yeah.
Like, his footwork and his positioning was so good, and he could do everything. He could submit you, he could knock you out, he could tune you up on the feet, he could take you down at will.
The one time I bet against him was Dodson the first time. I think John Dodson. Because I know John Dodson from season 14. And John Dodson was like a little ninja.
He's a physical freak.
Ball of energy. And he's got power in his hand for a guy that size.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, this guy could probably touch DJ. And then I just watched DJ do what he does. I was like, yeah, I think
He was that good. He was that good. And that's also like one of those examples with, there's a few of those examples. We have this real wizard trainer who has the star pupil, and then you get to see like how good that trainer is because there's an athlete that's good enough to represent that guy's understanding of the sport.
Yeah.
And that's like Matt Hume and him. That's that kind of relationship that they've always had.
Oh yeah. And there are coaches like that. And I think, I mean, you see that with Trevor and how he's able to handle me. Three different guys, me, Justin, and Rose. I mean, you know, does an amazing job.
Yeah.
I still, to this day, I think Rose is, some of the things that she can do is amazing.
What did you think about that last fight?
I mean, not her best, obviously.
What did she think about that fight? Like, what did she, I mean, she wrote something apologizing about it, but, like, why did she fight like that? Like, what was that?
I don't know. I mean, you never really know. But I think she's, for her now, I think she's in a place where she's made peace with it, to where I'm over it. You know, I'm over it. I don't even think about it. I've made peace with it. You know, so I don't know what she's thinking as far as future. She wants to fight again. She doesn't want to fight again. You know, and I would be sad if she doesn't fight again because.
So she may not fight again, you think?
I don't know. You know, you never know what she's thinking. I mean, she's so talented. I mean, she can do anything. Have you ever watched her play the piano?
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up.
Anything.
Yeah.
She can play the piano. She can go back to school, and she's smart. And she's intelligent, so they can do it. And she can do anything that she wants to do.
She certainly could.
So, I don't know. I would be bummed if she doesn't fight again, but you know,
It's gotta end sometime, though. I mean, if it ends now, it sucks that it ends on that fight. That's what sucks, because it's not like it ends on the Joanna fight when she KO'd her, or when she KO'd Zhang Weili. You know, to lose on that fight where it was so perplexing. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, no one was engaging.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
I would love to see her get that one back, but I think they already announced that Carla's fighting.
She's gonna fight Zhang
Weili, which is, I mean, that would be sad to watch. Let's say Zhang Weili goes and takes the title from Carla. That would be sad to watch her walk around with the title. That's her twice.
The second fight was close.
It was close.
The second fight was a very good fight. The first fight, that head kick was brilliant. God damn, that was beautiful.
You didn't even see it.
Yeah.
Even what's her name? Even Zhang Weili didn't even. She thought it was gonna be an inside kick.
Zhang Weili is no fucking joke. That lady is a monster. When watching her knock out Joanna like that with a spinning back fist, I was like, Jesus.
It was tough because you know, I like Joanna too.
I do too.
And Joanna had her, and that's the thing. This sport changes so fast. We forget that Joanna went on a run when she was just defending. When she had like what 5 title defenses or something like that, 5 or 6. She was just defending the belt, and she was the boogeyman. You know, everyone was. And
when she beat Carla, when she bloodied up Carla and battered her, Jesus Christ, she was good.
Yeah,
she was so good.
So it was a tough one to watch, but you know, you can just see how deep now the women. You know, you have Zhang Weili, you have Joanna, you have Rose, you know, you have Jessica Andrade. Like those weight classes get deeper and deeper. You have younger girls now that are coming out. You know, Miranda Maverick. You have Macy Barber. You have you know, a couple of these girls that are getting better and better.
And some of those fights, like Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes, is one of the best title fights I've ever seen in my fucking life. That shit was fun.
This bitch.
You see them. Brazilian. They both like Juliana, I think so.
How long ago was this?
It was literally like 3 weeks ago. They fought on the card in Vegas. What card was that? It was that wild one. We had the African kid fight that Navy train guy.
Oh,
that wild fight,
yes,
like back-to-back fights and 2 girls. Did you see that?
That's right. Yes, I did. I watched that on TV. That was Apex Center.
Yeah. And oh man, what fights! But that's what people want.
Yeah.
People want to see the blood. People want to see that back and forth. This guy's hurt. They come back, and that guy's hurt. They come back. But when you're just dominating, people don't want to watch that. People are like,
They kind of do too. They like all of it. They like a dominant champion who just kills everybody, and then they like back and forth scraps.
okay, then look at that Israel fight. Why does Israel get flagged?
Because people are dumb. That's why. This is why. If you want to fight Jared Cannonier, you better fight him that way.
Yeah.
Because Jared Cannonier will knock you into the fucking next dimension. Like, that guy is a huge 185 who has ruthless knockout power. He was knocking people out at heavyweight, knocking people out at light heavyweight, and knocking people dead at 185. If you want to fight Jared Cannonier, you gotta fight that way. That's my same criticism of people that were saying that Wonder Boy, when Tyron Woodley fought Wonder Boy, that he fought him wrong. Like, no, he's the only guy who fought him right.
Yeah.
You have to fight him that way. You gotta make him come to you and then counter him. Like, you cannot be involved in a chasing down one of the best counter strikers that's ever competed in the welterweight division. You can't fucking do that. That's a way to lose your title. If you want to fight the right way, you fight the way Tyron did, and he beat him twice.
Yeah. People don't. People are like, oh no, that because they wanted to see Tyron hurt.
Yeah.
And him battle back, and then Wonder Boy hurt, and him battle back. Like, that's just it's crazy. I feel like people are trying to still keep it a blood sport.
It's just the casuals, man. It's the people that don't understand the actual events that are taking place. When Izzy's setting Jared up and he's moving and outpointing him and striking him, look, if Jared wanted to get wild and crazy, Izzy probably would have knocked him out. But Jared fought the way he should have fought, and Izzy fought the way he should have fought, and the better man won. Yeah. And that's what prize fighting is all about. That's what it's about.
Absolutely.
If you want to, like, ruin your brain for a bunch of people that don't give a fuck about you when you lose,
exactly.
Good luck. Go try that. It's a dumb way to live your life. It's a dumb way to live your life. You're supposed to fight the correct way. And sometimes it's exciting, like the Paulo Costa fight. That shit's exciting. The first Robert Whittaker fight, that shit's exciting.
Yeah.
But this is the same problem that Anderson Silva had when Anderson was in his prime. And so, like, some guys would fight him in a very cautious way, and people would say, well, he should have pushed the action. No, that's not what you do.
Yeah.
You don't open yourself up just because the other guy's not doing anything, or turn into a brawl because people are booing. That's dumb.
Trevor touches on that, and Trevor, he said that to me between the first time I fought Masvidal, right after the fight, because I remember I was just so mad at myself because I felt that I could have done better. I dominated the whole fight, but I was just like, no, that guy wasn't as good as I made it out to be in my head. No way, I want to fight him again. And Trevor, and I was upset with myself backstage, and Trevor was just like, bro, you're the fucking champion. You have to be the smart one here, because it took a lot of work for you to get here to the title. It takes a lot of work to be able to defend this title. You have to be the smarter guy. And I heard every word that he said. But the dark Kermit, the gangster in me was like, the gangster in me was like, no, I gotta go again. I need to do what I did that second fight to Masvidal. I gotta do that. That's what I want. That's what the people want. That's what has to happen. And I think this is partially why the first Covington fight was the most satisfying one to me. And it's weird because I like both guys. I do like Covington and I do like Masvidal. To where I'm
People would be surprised you say you like Covington after all those.
I mean, as a person, I've never hung out with him as a person, so I wouldn't know how he is as a person. I've heard rumors, but because how he is, his energy is with other people might not be how his energy is towards my energy. So until I experience that, it's hard for me to speak on it. But as an athlete, as a competitor, and what he brings to the table, like I'm almost kind of like low key a fan, not really, but I admire what they're able to do. For you to talk that much shit and get your face broken to, and still talk more shit after, like that takes a different person.
Well, it's brilliant marketing for him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know the whole story. He created that kind of character when the UFC was pushed him out.
Yeah.
They were saying, you're boring. You gotta get out of here. And he was like, well, how about I try this?
Yeah, nothing changed with his fighting style. He was always that dominant.
Yeah.
He was always doing that to guys. And it's just, now he's got that stigma behind him, and it works, so more power to him.
Greetings, nerds and virgins. You gotta fucking admire it. It's funny, man. I thought I was in real life, man. At the comedy store. Yeah, he came to the comedy store one night.
He's a super nice guy.
Super nice guy.
Yeah.
Polite, real friendly to people.
Yeah.
He's just not that guy at all. But it's like, he's like, look, I had to do what I had to do. And he was explaining it. And he's like, they were going to cut me. They told me they were going to cut me. And he's like, I didn't know what to do. It's like, I'm just going to start talking crazy shit.
Yeah.
And that's what he did.
For me, though, the difference is I mean, he's just a single guy. I don't know if he has kids or not, but I do. And like for me to have to, my daughter now, she watches everything. She asks questions. Like for me to have to explain that to her.
Right, that is not how daddy really is. It's an act.
I don't think.
Yeah. Well, it's not your personality anyway. It's like, you don't, and also you don't have to. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to. You dominated him despite that. It's like, you know, there's people that they come up with a shtick, and you see, like, shticks are valuable. John O'Malley is a wild guy to watch. He's very talented.
Yeah.
But part of why O'Malley's so popular is he's smart about his marketing. He talks a lot of crazy shit. He's got crazy colored hair. He's got all these tattoos. Smokes a lot of weed. Plays video games all the time. Puts it all out online. Puts all this content online. So there's way more eyeballs on any of his fights than they would be with, you know, like a regular guy.
Yeah. No, I like him too. And yeah, that's the one thing that I noticed is he was very keen to that early in his career to where he is able to do that.
Because there's some killers out there that don't get their shine, like Rachmanov, Shavkat Rachmanov. That guy's a fucking killer. You know what he's talking about. You know, but then you've got certain people in that weight class, like Hamzat, who talks crazy shit. I kill them all! I kill everybody! And like everybody wants to pay attention. Not bad, right?
Yeah, everyone. I mean, there's another tough. What's his name?
Oh, Strong Braid is a bad motherfucker.
He's a tough kid.
He's an excellent grappler.
There's a lot of good guys.
Oh yeah, Jeff Neal's back. That was big, man. Knocking out Vicente Luque, that was big.
That was hard to watch too. You know,
Your training partner with Vicente.
I love both guys. You know, I've actually trained with both guys, but Vicente I trained with for a long time. Vicente is like a brother to me too. And then watching that was just, that one was really tough.
It was bittersweet, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's also, for me, it's nice to see Jeff Neal back in form. Because I was Jeff Neal, like when he knocked out Mike Perry, I was like, that guy is the dark horse of the division. Like, he is so technical and so clean, and the way he lands his strikes is so efficient, and like, he's someone to watch. And then he had a rough time of it for a while, like, where it didn't really, he had some personal issues, and it didn't seem like he kind of lost his focus, but now it looks like it's 100% back.
Yeah, and he's calling for, he called someone out. He was in Covington. Was Birds or someone, he called someone out.
I don't know who it was.
And I was like, yeah, that's not a good fight.
So is it, but Gilbert is scheduled to fight someone, right?
I don't think so.
Why did I hear?
I know they were, he was, I mean, Masvidal was going back and forth.
That's right.
That fight. And
That isn't
a great fight.
I think that's a great fight.
Yeah, I don't know if that's for sure, because I'm hearing now, like, all this week, they were saying, oh, Masvidal is pushing to fight Leon Edwards for the title. Like, that doesn't really make sense. But
if I was Leon, I'd be like, where have you been? You punched me in the face 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Is him and DC got into it. They were going back and forth because I think DC, I think he called for the Masvidal fight, saying, oh, I think they asked Leon, would you fight Masvidal? And Leon's like, I mean, yeah, if the opportunity's in, but, you know, I've been wanting to fight this guy for 3 years.
I didn't even see this fucker.
Now, I don't know if he wants to fight me. And then I think DC had commented and said, if I was Leon, I would just completely ignore this guy, because that's what he did to you. He ignored you. He couldn't fight you. You guys were both in a certain situation where you couldn't fight each other. But now that, you know, you are the champion, he wants another crack at the belt. So of course he wants to fight you now. And so I think that's what Masvidal and his camp got upset with, and they started going at DC. And DC did the most savage shit, I think, to do. And he posted a picture of his titles stacked up. I remember I was just like, well, the argument's over. You can't really say shit to that. I mean, I think he had like 7 world titles just all stacked up on the table. And he won the German. I was like, yeah, you can't argue back with that. And he's got his Hall of Fame check, and you can't argue with
those
that.
guys that are so close.
Yeah,
They're so close. Masvidal's one of those guys. Is
yeah,
so close.
that's what else.
So close.
Covington.
Yep. So close.
Wonder Boy.
So close. Yep. Perfect examples. There it is.
Oh, shit, that's just savage.
Those are the old school belts too. Do you like the old ones or the new ones? Do you have an old one too?
No.
You got it when it was the new?
First one to get the new.
Oh really?
Yeah. First one to I think Henry Cejudo was the first guy to get it, and I think I fought after Henry Cejudo.
I look at the old one now and it looks kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
I used to think the new one, like, what is this? Like,
Yeah,
people
that's
like
exactly
change.
what I-
What's this new thing?
Exactly.
But now I look at the new one, I'm like, that's a better belt.
100%. Just the different elements that are in it.
Keep your
Make it a
senses
jewel.
sharp. An enemy team
For
is
each time
tracking
you
your
defend
location.
your title.
I'm wondering what are they gonna do when I get the belt back? Do they give me a new belt?
Maybe get one different kind of jewel that's in there. Like, you get one
That fucking.
Next time will be different.
Like, do I?
you get an opal.
Yeah.
That's not the
Rubies
shit
and
off.
something. Well, this one's kind of fucked up, but
Yeah.
but because of it, I got better. You know, it's hard for me because I like a lot of guys,
Yeah.
and sometimes 2 guys I like I like Leon a lot. He's great. He's
I
a
like Leon
fantastic guy.
Yeah.
So it's hard when you watch a guy you like beat another guy you like. It puts you in that weird place.
Yeah.
You know?
Khabib and Michael Johnson, that was a tough one. Because
Yeah.
Mike was my guy, was my training partner. I liked Khabib too. I like being around him, how he's there, because he thinks, like me, he's insane on the same experience, like mental, how he thinks and how he approaches the fights. And I'm just like, oh yeah, this guy's, it's going to be hard to deal with. And then watching him fight Michael Johnson, it's just like, oh man, that was a tough one to watch.
Habib said he wouldn't even come back for a grappling match. Did you see that? They offered him money to grapple. He's like, no.
Why?
He's done.
And I think the fact that we're continuing, if he's anything like me, the fact that people are continuing to ask him makes it easier for him not to come back.
What if, let's go to the what if bucket.
Okay.
What if Charles Oliveira beats Islam Makhachev? What happens then?
And he fights.
What if he submits him
someone?
and he calls out Khabib?
Check
He
weapons
calls
and
it out.
gear.
It's very easy. It makes it easier for Khabib to say no. First of all, I don't think he gets down to 155 ever again.
Really? He's so big right now.
The hell?
Yeah, there's no way he gets back down to 155.
How did he gain so much weight?
I think he just let his body go. When you hold it down for so long, you let go and just like Anthony Johnson. And then he went up to heavyweight. He didn't stop. Solid there too. So, I think it's just you. Once you let your body go,
How is Rumble?
how scary is it? It's good.
What? Come on, man.
They're saying maybe from the years of maybe weight cuts and different things. And, I don't want to speculate on it because I didn't know the whole file number. But I know
You can't fucking see.
Time to deploy to the war
Fucking
zone.
scope is ludicrous.
It's so. Anthony Johnson is one of the purest athletes I've ever seen because of lightweight and the power of a heavyweight. He carried it all the way through. So it's I pray for him and I hope he gets better.
How long has he been dealing with this?
Over a year.
Because I know he fought in Bellator, won in Bellator, had that great come from behind victory,
Yeah, and then it just
and then he
happened.
when he knocked out Glover Teixeira with one punch, I was like, God,
Did you see the tooth fly?
yes.
That's a scary power. And I sparred him a few times. I have video of me sparring Anthony a few times, and Anthony is one of those guys that doesn't go soft. He doesn't know how to go soft. And his big ass would wear 14-ounce gloves too at sparring, and it was like, and I remember we'd complain, we'd tell Henry like, why do you wear 14-ounce gloves? He should be wearing 20s. Like, there's no way he should be wearing 14s. But he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna touch. I'm just gonna touch with you. Get the fuck out of here. No, he doesn't touch.
He's touchy with canned hams.
Yeah.
He's got these fucking giant hammers for fists.
Enemy UAV.
He hit so hard, man. He was just such a dangerous guy. Because at any mistake you make, it just takes one from him.
Yeah. I mean, he knocked out everyone what he was knocking out. He knocked out Gustafsson.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah, in Sweden.
In Sweden. Which, you know, we love to do that. We love to go into someone's country and
like England.
Silence. Yeah, like England.
Is that what you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it's almost like a new challenge. It's almost like a new thing now for me to get excited about. Before it was, you know, you got to make up things. Like Salt Lake City, how to get excited for it. Now this one's exciting. There's a lot at stake now. Now you're fighting for the belt. Now you're in their country, which honestly, I think I might have more fans in this country than he will. I mean, and that's no crazy. That's no knock on Leon. You know, I like Leon. I really do. It's half England is Africa. You know, and there's a lot of Nigerians in England. There's a lot of Nigerians, and he knows that. A lot of Nigerians, a lot of Jamaicans, but I think
there's more Nigerians than there are Jamaicans.
I ain't forget about you.
But I don't think so. I would think there's more West Africans than there are, which Jamaicans are West Africans.
Yeah.
You know, I would. But also, he lives there. Yeah.
And he's the first champion that really trained his entire career there.
The love that he should have been getting.
Well, yeah, you know, there was that problem with the 2 years where, you know, during the pandemic and
now,
fights canceled. You don't think he's getting the love now?
He won the title and got to the airport. I think there was maybe, I was told maybe 20 people there.
Really?
He should have had a parade.
I would have thought there would have been a bigger reception.
Exactly.
Especially the way he won.
Exactly. I would have thought that too. But it was like 20 people there. His family. Really? Yeah, I would have thought he had a parade. Like, you have a parade. They have to shut down the airport. It should be Leon Edwards Day.
It should be.
You just got the title from Kamaru Usman. It should be Leon Edwards Day.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, more. I mean, I hope he does get it, but you know, to do something to do what he's done, what he just did, to come from where he's come from and stay in England and
yeah,
and I don't care how he did it, he did it.
Yeah,
you know, I would. That's kudos to him and what he stands for. You know, that victory, because he's intertwined with the inner city and helping kids and, you know, stay out of the gang life and things of that nature. So it's commendable, and I'm glad for him for what that, you know, being able to achieve that. You know, but in my head, it's not like I feel like I'm a loser. No, I know I'm the best in the world, and when given that opportunity again, I will prove that. But I'm glad he's, you know, getting the things and doing what he's doing right now.
That's a great attitude.
Yeah,
that's a great attitude. As long as you get that second shot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no logical fight. What, am I going to beat up Covington again?
Right.
Masvidal again?
What is there? No logical fight. Him, the only fight that would make sense marketing-wise, I could see. You could say the Masvidal fight. If you couldn't fight in time and they offered him a headliner fight and Masvidal took it, I kind of could see where that would maybe. But I don't think they would risk the rematch.
Even with that, I would give it to Covington first. If we're going to be logical about the order of things.
Right.
I would give it to, but if we just don't give a shit, we don't care, then yeah, that makes sense.
They give a shit. I think they just try to make the most amount of money.
I think so too.
What can you sell the most? For sure, you and him are the biggest fight.
For sure.
For sure, that in England, I mean,
that makes sense legitimately for the title.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
absolutely.
the legitimate fight.
Yeah.
Especially because you're one of the most dominant champions ever.
Enemy
And so for you to lose that way and then to rematch for the title in England, that shit is gonna be bonkers. I'm going over there, bitches. I'm flying to England.
You heard him.
I told John Anik I would right after the fight. I'm fucking going. I'm fucking going.
We gotta go. We have to go to England.
Let's go.
Let's go to England.
Yeah, it's
Let's
gonna
do it back.
Wembley Stadium.
If not Wembley, some option.
Crazy.
And I know Data said he was looking at all options here. I think that might sell out.
Yeah, that would sell out quick. And then they'll probably have some big fights on the undercard too, because that's going to be a big one. That's a big coming out party for the UK.
Yeah.
Big UFC, UK fight.
Even when Bisping was champion, did he? No, he lost it on the first defense, wasn't it?
Didn't he
was
fight
it?
Dan Henderson over there? I think he
He fought
defended
Dan, but I
against
don't think
Henderson.
Did it? No, I
Yeah.
don't think that was for a title because I don't think Dan
Deuce.
Henderson's ever fought for a title.
I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah. I think he beat Henderson for the title. I think that was the rematch, right? Is that true? Manchester, England. Yeah. Bisping versus Henderson 2 was for October 8, 2016, Manchester Arena. But was that
Well, I don't
after he
think that
won the
was for the
title?
title. No, I think this was
it was.
after.
'Cause I
Was
think
this
he
after?
lost the. I think he won the title in 2015, if I remember correctly.
World.
Yep.
World Tour. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
so
World Middleweight Championship.
World Middleweight Championship, yeah. So that was for the title. Because
Okay.
Henderson fought for the title twice. Because he fought Anderson too. Remember, Anderson lit him up like a Christmas tree.
into the new safe zone.
Bro, that was prime time.
No,
Super
in the
Ninja
UFC?
Anderson. Yes. Yeah, pull up Anderson versus Dan Henderson. Bro.
Where was I from?
Bro. Anderson was
Oh,
on
wait, how did I miss this?
fire. This was when Anderson was in his fucking full prime.
Oh yeah, you could tell.
He
You could
was
tell.
so good.
That's the thing that Anderson when he starts doing this bop.
That shuffle, the shuffle him,
Yeah.
moving back and forth.
Yeah.
He was so good.
And reckless too.
Oh my God, he had full
Yeah.
regard for his chin,
Yeah.
full confidence in his chin. He actually wound up strangling Henderson. He beat his ass, and then when he got him on the ground, he took his back and strangled him.
Stay vigilant.
Yeah.
But it's because he hurt him on the
Yeah.
feet.
Look, he did.
Well, he stood right in front of you and let you swing punches at him because he had so much confidence. Take a shot, too.
Oh, and that was Dan Henderson's shot to you.
I know. Dan Henderson was scary.
Yeah.
He was another guy. He knocked out Fedor. Dan Henderson knocked out Fedor, who was a fucking heavyweight.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy. So he gets his back, and then he went like bone of the forearm across the trachea. So he went like gable grip behind the back.
Gas moving in.
See, like there. That's how he gets him.
Yeah.
Right there. So he wound up finishing it palm to palm like that. Right there.
Yeah.
Bam. He got him. That was prime Anderson. People forget. People who are fans who didn't become a fan until recently, go back and watch the Anderson Silva era.
Oh yeah.
Because when he knocked out Vitor with that front kick to the face, nobody was front kicking people in the face before that.
No.
And then it became a thing.
Yeah.
Like he changed MMA.
That and then Machida did it.
Yep. Machida did it with Randy Couture,
Yeah.
and then quite a few people have done it since then. Marlon Vera did it with Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
Marlon, that was
Michael
nasty.
Chandler did it to
Mhm.
Ferguson.
Oh, those close-ups of him and Frankie while the foot is on the face, those are terrible. Don't show those. those are mean. Nobody should see those fucking pictures, man. Imagine your kids have to see you looking like some
That's the
elf.
world we live in now.
Yeah.
Fucking miserable people are gonna they close up that picture and then save it as their avatar.
Oh, they do. And then they text you all day.
Oh, yeah.
They send you DMs all day with your
Oh, yeah.
face all fucked up. These motherfuckers.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those. The funniest meme that I've seen was the Rick James, and remember the Dave Chappelle show?
Yeah.
When Charlie Murphy's story, when
Yeah.
he's talking about how he kicked Rick James
Yeah.
in the chest. I saw that, and they said this was what Leon said to Usman, and I died laughing. It was hilarious.
There's some funny people out there, man. Funny haters.
Quick. They're so quick.
The night of fights,
Yeah.
like that night,
They-
the
they're-
beams are
they're
out
on
of control.
They're on the computer. They're waiting. Oh, it's happening.
Move it.
Yeah, it's that kind of energy. But you feel like, I almost feel like, I get the fact that you get a lot of laughs, but you don't know how talented you are. Like, if you can come up with something like this,
Yeah.
you should be like a professional. This should be what you
Come
do for a
on,
living.
dude.
Like,
Good job. Heartbeat bits.
well, I think with MMAs, the highs are so high and the lows are so low, and they know the lows are so low, so they go after you when you're down.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he used to be shredded on top of the cage, flexing, and now he's out cold. Oh, I can't wait. Let me brush off my meme fingers.
And some fat guys.
Yeah.
In front of his cat. Like,
Knocking the Cheeto dust off.
But that's the thing is, I would say the biggest thing that I've learned, where I've grown the most, is not being affected by that
That's good.
as much.
Yeah.
You know, not it's almost impossible to say I'm not gonna be affected at all.
Yeah.
But with that,
The
not
thing is
being
to just
affected.
avoid it. This is the advice I give to fighters, but it's also the advice I give to comedians too.
Yeah.
You don't want to be reading mean shit.
Yeah.
Because you can't even respond to it.
Yeah,
so like, you
no,
want to
no.
you want to
You
like
can't
respond.
respond.
Like, hey, fuck you too. You want to, but you
Yeah.
can't. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna read something that you can't respond to for what? What information are you getting out of that?
Nothing.
Don't you know human nature?
Yeah.
You know, by the time you reach 30 years old, don't you fucking understand people? Kinda?
Yes.
Yeah, well, know that there's going to be people out there that just, like, they're anonymous and they just want to hate on you. Don't take that in.
No, that's the biggest thing. It's like you gotta that's their job.
Yeah.
That's their
job is to fuck with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is their job.
Your job is to be great.
And yes,
Their job is to
if
fuck.
you're doing your job,
They don't have shit.
they're like, fuck.
They don't have shit.
What do I do? I just wait. I'm waiting for my moment. I'm waiting for my moment. You know, and
If
that's
you're
all
doing
they
their
do.
job, then they go after Masvidal.
Yeah.
Like, when you knocked out Masvidal, then they poke
Oh
fun at him.
man, they said something, and I didn't even same thing. I didn't really even read the one. It was, well, yeah, it was a meme. It was the one that I saw and I actually liked is Masvidal did this interview where he was saying something to me. He was saying like, oh, Usman just doesn't possess. God didn't bless him with the macho-ness to be able to put someone to sleep. And he said that. And while he was saying that, and they had like the split screen, they had the video of me just sleeping him. And that one I was like,
That was such a clean punch, too. And to land it on a guy like Masvidal, who's such a crafty striker, he's so skillful.
Very such a mastermind. How he set him up.
Oh, that's way better. Way better.
He was expecting something different. And he just didn't. It was just, I just sent the missile to his head and he didn't even see it.
Such a
How I said
Such a perfect punch.
you know, and I wanted to do that again. Nope.
So somewhere around February, you think?
February, March. Anyway, I don't care.
Oh, I can't see the sniper, dude.
I wanted to train. I wanted to do something.
Maybe you could use this as a time to go get them knees shot up with stem cells somewhere.
I'm doing it all. I'm gonna get a shot at working. Yeah,
Go to
Paris.
Colombia, go to like bioaccelerator. Shit.
Well, I don't want illegal shit.
It's not.
You heard him.
I don't think it's illegal in terms of cheating. I mean, the amount of stem cells they can pump in you for
Yeah,
healing.
yeah. I haven't gone to Colombia.
Have you?
Yeah, that was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I went to
Oh.
Colombia.
Maybe now. Maybe get back there.
No, for
Okay.
sure. Stem cells, for sure. I'm gonna do stem cells again. Just trying to get all this as much as possible. You know, and I'm doing everything I can. You know, I'm trying to spend the time on my recovery. You know, making sure that I'm healthy. Warmed up before, stretching after, getting some physical therapy, some body work done. So I'm doing it all, and of course it supplements, you know, as far as turmeric and the ginger and the different things that natural herbs that you can put in your body to help see reduce those inflammations. I'm doing, and you know, I usually say, oh man, maybe a couple more fights at a time, but you know, with the newfound.
Oh, fuck this bitch.
We'll do this for you. Do this a little bit more.
How long do you think? How long?